Okay, so we start recording. Uh, Sounds like talking to one of those whoever, uh, I guess, vlogs or whatever, and who knows if they're going to watch it on space or whoever this happens. So this is what it's going to be, be going on right now. My idea right now for these kind of videos, hopefully I manage to do a full series until I'm successful, which is replicating a good methodology that I did back about 5 years ago when I was doing my master's, and I wanted to come back again. Well, that's a redundancy. So yeah, so it's come back to it. Um, uh, just to be sure that it can still run. That means scripting. This is a job where I mostly worked with R scripting and ArcGIS, uh, and I wish to do it a little bit cleaner than last time. But because this is intended to be just for the methodology part, just to see that the script works and everything. I will be removing a lot of species. So originally, this was done for Mexico, so I studied in Mexico. Uh, it was 94 species, and I'm planning to do maybe only 10 because this is a job of area, a prioritization for areas in the state of Mexico that could be ideal with the ideal environmental conditions for those 94 species. Um, I will be removing uh, most of the species. I will be working, I guess, with well, I need to decide right now. I don't know if I want to do it with reptiles or with mammals, or with amphibians. Birds, absolutely not. This is because the whole dynamics that they imply. Also, because I remember that there's a very controversial or questionable part that was included here, which is dispersal information from the species and having dispersal information from birds and even mammals. I think this is why I'm not going to be working with mammals. Um, it makes it really complicated and again questionable, right? Especially because from the bird side, I'm including birds that might have like big range for migrations, and another ones that do not have that. And in the mammal side, I have from bunnies to some rodents, and we have a medium-sized mammal. So it's like I want to eliminate as much as possible this area of contest, right? And also, I want to work with very few species, meaning 14 max. I think that reptiles are around 14, amphibians are around 10. I think I don't want to work with the amphibians. Well, it would be interesting. The thing that about the amphibians is interesting because they are the most vulnerable, and because this project was performed with climate change in mind, I think amphibians are the ones who can have an easier effect to it. And it's only 10 species. So I think I will go ahead and do it with amphibians. Now, sure, they might not be the most important in terms of as a species that can, like, if you remove them, the whole ecosystem will fall. But it would be interesting to see if I can do it and compare it to the original results, even though the original results is 94. So yeah, so I think I'm going to be doing that. So for this right now, I will be just trying to track my steps. So I will be doing a new folder. I will be bringing the information that I need to perform the analysis. Maybe I will be going through the script. I forgot to track my time, but I think I can. Yeah, I see it over there. Maybe I will be doing cuts for 30 minutes or 15 minutes. I really don't know. I have absolutely haven't planned at all this. But I will be doing that. And so yeah. So right now it's going to be all about like bringing the files, remembering. All of this is about me remembering what's going on. And hopefully at the same time, if someone watches these videos, it's like a kind of perspective of why is it important to have good management when we are performing this kind of studies, and why we should have good documentation of when we are scripting and so on, right? For what I remember, most of my scripts are okay. So yeah, so we'll see. In the meantime, I will shut up myself. I will let the music go. Well, yeah, I'll do that, and let's keep doing it. Maybe I can do a couple annotations if I can. I'm really not that skillful in this kind of stuff, but we can do it. So let's go ahead. Well, yeah, so here I already have my folder just as reference. I guess it's for easy access. I like to have my projects in C immediately. So I'm trying to replicate this left side. Yeah, here I have master 01, right? So this is a bunch of projects that I have done in my career, I guess. So I'm going to be copying certain folders from here into masters 2022. So over here is, well, actually I'm already in this folder. So yeah, okay, yeah, now I remember. So actually I was going to come over here because this is the one who, so I'm just going to be dragging the files that I need. Oh yes, also apologies because right now I'm having allergies. So the first folders, I'm not going to be dealing with them because this is basically literature and all the kind of stuff that is about writing the paper, which is the last folder. It's a paper that was after many tedious and putting it back, I managed to finish it, and it was published last year, so it's kind of cool, I guess. So the initial folder that I'm going to be thinking about is this one. Now I cannot copy the full folder. I already reviewed, because I would be copying more than 200 gigabytes, right? This is because, and again, I know that when we start doing a project, we don't know what we are going to be facing like for the first time, right? So we duplicate a lot of things. This is what I meant with I'm trying to do it cleaner, right? So I'm trying to remove the whole repetition thing. And something that makes this work very heavy is these variable things, right? Like I think this is only 61 megabytes. I mean, it's not that much, but over here, yeah, so here. So this is where I have a lot of this duplicates and that kind of stuff, right? Because this is the hardest process. So yeah, sure, I will be go through a little bit of what's in these guys, right? So this is going to be an easy one. Well, I'm just going to drag them. In the meantime, let So here, this is what I meant. This is where I'm going to be selecting which class of species I'm going to be working with. So obviously, as I said, I'm going to be doing only amphibians. So I will be copying like that. I'll try to make a little bit of commentary of what all these files mean. This variable thing needs to be there. These are the variables, the climatic information, and the one-on-one. I think this is the minimum that I do need. So apparently this one already finished. Okay, so it's 03 MOD. That's the name, yes. So yeah, so as you see, I usually don't see people doing that. I don't know if it's a good practice or not. I like to be putting like numbers in each one of my folders, like trying to symbolize like the step that I am in, right? So that helps me out to understand later on. Yeah, because as you can see, let me go to the original ones. So as you see, for example, all of this, it's a bunch of trial and errors, right? So this is another one from the most important ones, and then I need to remember exactly what was going on with these guys. Yeah, with these two, because this is part of the prioritization. Here is where I did the modeling. There are many names, and I might end up getting a little bit of the theory wrong again, because sometimes it's complicated and I am a lazy person. But basically the type of model that we work here was using environmental information and the location of the species. There are a set of models, algorithmic models that project the potential or the suitability, the climatic suitability for the species. Now, this is usually referred as niche modeling, environmental modeling, distribution modeling, and there's, because sciencey people like to complicate things, there's a lot of debate to better represent or try to name this kind of stuff. But in the practical sense, it's technically areas where you have the ideal environmental conditions for a given species. Is it done? No. Is it done? Not yet. So yeah, so that's the step 04. Now 05 is the prioritization, where here we use the models, those distribution or environmental suitability, environmental whatever's, we're using in conjunction with all the data, like uncertainty of the models, like this is where the whole dispersal thing, information for the species, the importance, the calculation of importance of a species, that importance or hierarchy was estimated according to the conservation status, either national or international, like the red list from the USCN. So we did a couple things. Hopefully I can go through that in another video. And that's step number 5. Yeah, we calculate that. And 06 is the geoprocesses, more calculation that I did to those prioritizations to define certain, like for example, DW is with the dispersal information and with the weight of importance of the species, and the prioritization, removing those two things. So it's a lot of that complex trial and error that I did over here. So yeah, so I already copied. I'm gonna make a very quick break for this one here. And I'll see what is the other step that I can be doing. So I know this is only introductory. Hopefully I can show things next time.